Most men think attention-seeking behavior means a woman is needy. They're wrong, and that one quiet misinterpretation destroys more potential relationships than almost anything else. Because when a woman hasn't experienced genuine intimacy in a long time, not just physical, but emotional, something very specific happens inside her nervous system. She doesn't become desperate, she becomes precise. Her signals don't get louder, they get deeper. And if you don't know how to read depth, you'll mistake what's happening. Let me explain what's actually going on. When a woman has been emotionally disconnected for a while, her attachment system goes into what I call measured activation. She wants connection, but she doesn't trust it yet. So instead of openly reaching, she tests. Not consciously, not strategically, biologically. The first thing she tests is presence. She'll say something subtle, a light comment with weight underneath it. Maybe she jokes about something painful. Maybe she casually mentions a past disappointment. Maybe she says, "It's whatever," when it clearly isn't. Most men respond to the surface. They laugh. They nod. They move on. But what she was actually watching for was this. Did you hear what I didn't say? This is called attunement, and it's one of the strongest predictors of long-term attraction. If you pause, if you hold eye contact just a moment longer, if you gently say, "That didn't sound like nothing," you pass the first test, not because you said something brilliant, but because you were present enough to notice. The second trigger is proximity. This one is physical, but not overtly sexual. She positions herself closer, finds reasons to be near you, touches your arm lightly during conversation, leans in when she doesn't need to. This isn't random. Humans shrink their personal space bubble around people they feel drawn to. But here's where men make the mistake. They escalate. They move closer faster. They interpret proximity as permission, and in doing so, they collapse the tension she was building slowly. What she was testing wasn't your boldness, it was your steadiness. Can you notice her closeness without lunging? Can you respond with warmth, not urgency? When you stay grounded, when you allow that space to breathe, you create something very rare. Safety with electricity. Most women have experienced one or the other. A man who feels safe but creates no spark, or a man who creates spark but feels unsafe. When you hold both, she relaxes and leans further. Now let's talk about the third trigger. This is the one that changes everything. At some point, often unexpectedly, she will say something vulnerable. It won't be dramatic. It may even be wrapped in humor. She might share a story about being hurt, admit a quiet fear, reveal something she normally minimizes, then she'll do something subtle, she'll downplay it. Anyway, it's not a big deal. That moment, that's the real test. She just handed you something fragile. And what she's asking is, can you handle this without trying to fix it? Most men fail here with good intentions. They offer solutions, they rationalize, they immediately share their own similar story. But what that communicates is discomfort. What she needed was recognition, not fixing, not reframing. Recognition. That sounds like it really stayed with you. Pause. I'm glad you told me. That's it. It sounds simple, but emotionally, it's powerful, because when vulnerability is met with steady presence instead of management, the bond deepens in a way that charm never accomplishes. This is what attachment research calls a secure base experience. It's the moment someone feels, I can be fully myself here. For a woman who has been emotionally running on empty, that feeling is almost electric, and here's what most men never realize. She's not testing to see if you're perfect. She's testing to see if you're regulated. Can you stay calm when emotion enters the room? Can you stay grounded when intimacy deepens? Can you hold space without trying to control it? If you escalate too fast, she pulls back. If you withdraw to protect yourself, she closes up. But if you remain steady, she moves closer. Not because you chased her, but because you felt safe to approach. And this isn't manipulation. It's nervous system compatibility. When someone who has been disconnected begins reaching again, they are extremely sensitive to instability. Your job isn't to impress her, it's to be real. Put your phone away. Listen fully. Respond to what's underneath. Don't perform emotional intelligence. Actually practice it. Curiosity beats strategy every time, and grounded presence beats intensity. Let me leave you with this. If she seems like she's seeking attention, pause before labeling it. Ask yourself, Is she actually asking to be seen? Because there is a difference. Neediness demands. Vulnerability tests gently. If you learn to recognize that difference, you stop misreading her. And when you stop misreading her, something powerful happens. She stops testing, because she already has her answer. If this resonated, tell me which trigger you've seen before: presence, proximity, or vulnerability. And more importantly, where have you escalated when you should have slowed down? We'll go deeper in the next video.